Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? I didn't like Bronwyn this episode. Still like her, but I didn't like her in this episode. She's giving pick me energy. Who cares about Lisa this much? I mean, really, like, come on. And honey, we learned a new word, or I learned a new word. I had never heard of the word nefarious. I like it. Nefarious. I like it. Don't you, besties? Well, welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade. Thanks for joining me. I review your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's get into some kiki and some ha, and let's explore another episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's season 5, episode 15. And I think next week, did I hear next week? Um, is the season finale or is that another show and I'm getting confused? I think it's this show, I think. Or it's coming up. One or the other. Oh, this was a great season. It is coming to an end. But it's season 5, episode 15. Let me look at my notes. Not these notes, but some more notes. I think I heard. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that was anyway. Let's get to. I don't even remember. Now I'm really lost. Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, we're in episode 15, and we know it's winding down. How about that? Um, Smile, you're being recorded is the title. Do we like the title of this episode? I do. I really do. We can keep it. And besties, how would you rate this week's episode? You know, if it's Salt Lake, it's a 10. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this week's episode. And don't forget to like this video, please. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Say hello, say what's up, tell me how you feel about the show. Make sure your notification bell is on, ding dong, so that you are notified each and every time I post my content. Now let's get into it, honey. No, Bronwyn, no. No, Bronwyn, no. Where is your backbone? What is going on, Bronwyn? Is she up to something? Anyway, she went to Lisa's room after dinner and told her that there was a conversation that was had with Heather, Whitney, Angie, and herself. You know, she said she was a part of this conversation. You know, she's not a wordsmith to me. She more has word salad. Like she uses a lot of words just to say something, right? So, you know, that I was a part of, and um there were not nice things being said, and I regretted it, and I'm unhappy about it. Girl, Lisa's like, what? Talking about me? Wait, what? She probably was really devastated to hear that Whitney was a part of this, right? So she's like, oh, I want to get everybody together. Let's get to the bottom of this, right? So this is the day they are going to go ATVing. So Lisa knows she'll get to the bottom of it when they hit the road. So Mary's in her room, and you know she's sitting out just reflecting, you know, looking at her beautiful view, and she wishes she could call her son, you know, Robert Jr., because normally that would be her thing. The first thing when she wakes up, she calls him, checks on him, see what's up. But she can't do that for this trip because Robert Jr., as we do know, he is in rehab. But she looks on the brighter side of things and she feels like a load has been lifted off of her, knowing that he is seeking help and will make a full recovery. And we hope that we do know that he is doing well, right? Isn't he doing good? I believe so. And kudos to you, Rob Jr. Okay. So Meredith asked Heather, what's up with Brittany, asking her, how are you feeling over and over and over, right? So Brittany's implications are as if Meredith is bulimic and emotionally unstable. Oh, Meredith, boy, you could tell she's been hanging around Lisa for too long, honey. Meredith done got ghetto, honey. Meredith got ghetto. Did you see her on that Sprinter van, rolling her neck and pointing her finger and fussing and cussing? Child. So she was like, she even offered me sleeping pills. I don't take sleeping pills. I was like, oh my goodness, Meredith, get her, Meredith, get her. So Meredith said, she was crying on the phone with Seth because she was upset about something. About what, girl? Production, where is the playback? I want flashback now, production. What is she mad about? What was the conversation about? Come on, somebody let us know, because we want to know what happened? What happened? Is Seth on his way back to Ohio? Did he ever come back? What happened now, Meredith? Please, we got to know. So everyone's in the van. Sorry, you guys. Everyone's in the van. And so Lisa asked, what was said about her to Bronwyn? Angie asked, like, what did she bring up? Angie, like, what was said about that? I'm not saying until I know what was said. So Bronwyn said she was upset about the conversation about her marriage and not being in a good place, with the Todd father. And they all talked about whether you were defending me or not. And I said, Angie said, maybe everyone's mad at you. Girl, all this he said, she said, she said, she said. Oh, and I just want to be transparent. That's Miss Bronwyn. Angie says Bronwyn didn't feel supported by everyone. She said, that's what I said. She said, yes, I said that. Go ahead, Angie. And you can tell Angie been hanging around Mary for too long because she's acting like Mary. Yes, I said that. And she said it was less warm with Meredith and Lisa. Less warm. Meredith says, that's offensive. But that's fine. Lisa says, the point is, she said you two, Angie and Whitney, came and talked to her about me and said I called her a liar. No, I said all of us talked. Wow, Bronwyn, you just, pick me, Lisa, pick me, Lisa, pick me, Lisa. You just said in Palm Springs that she wants you to kiss her butt. You're not going to do it. And look at you now, Bronwyn. Look at you now. Heather said, that's not what happened. She said, no. Whitney, she said, that is not what happened. Whitney tells Lisa to shut the F up so she can tell her what happened. You're not, what she say? You're not the only one who gets to talk, Lisa. Lisa says, well, you're getting away from the point. Whitney's like, well, you asked us a effing question and you won't let us answer. I'm like, where is the smoke that Whitney is like, I am sick of this. Everybody gonna be defensive, right? So she says, shut the F up, Lisa. Lisa like, you shut the F up. You're a effing B. And it's like, oh God, that is her go-to. Whitney's like, you're a B. And Lisa's like, you're a trash mouth. See, that's why I call you that, because you're a trash mouth. Oh, so golly, this back and forth, forth and back again, honey. So Lisa doesn't want to hear Whitney talk. She's like, I have an hour on this van with y'all, and I just wish you would just have waited. She said she wished she would have waited until they got to their destination to talk about this, because then she could just get on her ATV and roll out, right? So she was like, Whitney gets out what she's trying to say to Lisa, and they just do this back and forth and back again, back and forth and back again. Whitney's like, I've been in your inner space. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I was your last resort as a friend. You are not. It is just like, wow. And so Whitney said something that was very profound, very true about Lisa, ghetto Lisa. She said, you want friendships on your terms. Exactly, she does. Lisa's like, I just don't respect you, so I'm not listening to you. So childish. I'm not listening to you. Angie then busts Brittany's butt out for recording them. She was like, "Are you recording me?" No, no, Olivia got a 100% on her math test, and I didn't record you. I didn't record the fight. So they have a back and forth and back again, honey. Meredith wants to see the video. She hollering from the back of the van. You know, she got it in for Brittany because Brittany, is talking about her, making it seem like something wrong with her marriage and she's, bulimic and all this stuff. So Meredith's like, I want to see the video. She recorded audio. Meredith tell her, you need to leave. I've had enough. Lisa's telling her to delete it. Brittany is like, Braun's like, you recorded me? Brittany is like, it was an accident. No, it wasn't, because you just said that no. Olivia was something about your daughter. You said no. When they asked you, did you record them? You said no. Then you try to put it on your daughter. Now you say it's an accident. No, it wasn't. They said she has 3 videos of them. Like she has recorded them in the past. And, they say, we are traumatized. We are a close-knit group. We do fight. We don't get along, but we don't do that. What you're doing, we don't do that. Now, granted, they are on a TV show where there are plenty of cameras everywhere they go, but they in contract with those cameras. They're not secretly recording them. They may secretly edit the mess out of them, but they're not secretly recording them, Brittany. And so they're like, well, did you post or send it to anyone? And she's like, no. And so they're like, she probably was recording us last night at the table when they was really getting into it. And so Heather's like, well, who was you going to send it to? And that's what I want to know. Why is Brittany recording them? To do what? To go for what? For who? Like, why? And why we didn't get to that? Why didn't we get to that? We need to get to why Meredith was on the phone with Seth crying and throwing up and coughing and all that. And we need to know why Brittany is recording them. So Brittany was like, I wasn't going to send it to no one. I was going to save them for later. Now the story done changed again. Why are you saving recordings? Is Andy in the middle of this? Is he setting you up for this girl? So she's trying to explain how she recorded them. Braun calls her the Steve Jobs. Like, come on here, Steve Jobs. Meredith calls her vile. You are vile. She said about 3,000 times, you're vile. You can go. You are vile. You are vile. Lisa says she will never trust Brittany again. Like, I don't even want you around me no more. Like, you recording us? Like, you can't come around here. Braun was like, you acted so concerned about Meredith's physical and mental health, and you said Angie's marriage is effed up, and she's somebody that gives it up a lot, the SLUT word. And she said, it's enough. Brittany gets off the van. She is sobbing and crying. Can you imagine being with all these women and they all jumping down your throat at the same time? I mean, Angie, Bronwyn, Whitney, Heather, Lisa, and Meredith. Because, well, Mary's back there too, but she ain't saying nothing. She egging Meredith on. But can you believe there's 7, 8 women just jumping down your throat at the same time? So she gets off. She is hyperventilating. She is crying. Angie said, oh, that was a lot. Mary says, so what? Feel sorry if you won't. She deserved that. I'm like, Mary. And if you guys peeped this particular episode, watch it again and just listen to everything Mary said. That's why we love her. That's why she is here, honey. Mary got the slick slide comments. She'll say it out loud. Unlike Heather, she got slick slide comments too, but she says them in her confessional. Mary gonna say it to your face, behind your back, and in the confessional, okay? So Whitney says, well, that was a lot for one person to take. She said, did we take it too far? They were like, no, because Brittany violated our trust. So Whitney goes to rescue Brittany. Like, come on, girl, wipe your eyes. But she gonna question her too. She ain't backing down now. So she said, you broke everyone's trust. She said, I didn't mean to. It wasn't my intention. Whitney's like, then why did you record the back of the seat? Because that was the recording, was the back of the seat. She's pretending like she's doing, whatever she pretended to do on her phone, but they can clearly see that she was recording the seat. Now, see, Brittany, since you want to get into all that talk, it comes later, but she talked about the deleteds. Girl, you need to get a privacy screen. So people be sitting right next to you, behind you. They can't even see what's on your phone. You are so crazy. Like, you need a privacy screen, sweetheart. That's what you needed. So she's trying to explain what she thought she was doing. While it was recording, she was trying to flip the phone to do a peace sign and I love you because she's proud of her daughter for getting 100% on her math test. So she wanted to send her a picture and blah, 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 blah. Whitney is like, well, did you send it? Whitney is like, private detective, attorney at law. Did you send it? Brittany said no. But she said, well, how do we know that you didn't send it, and deleted it? Well, you can look through my deleteds. You can look through my deleteds. I got some embarrassing things there, and you can look through all of them. What do you have on there, girl? Huh? Some old nasty pictures to Jared that you were sending to Jared? Girl, so Whitney was like, well, you could have deleted the deleteds. Exactly. Now she acting like she don't really know. Like, what? Like, I mean, you can? It's kind of like Brittany. Come on now. First you sit here trying to act like you don't know how to work your phone. But then you know about the deleteds. Like, I didn't even know you could. Where are the deleteds? I had no clue. Besties, do you know about the deleteds? What is happening? So Whitney ain't buying it, and neither am I. So she's like, how do you know how to delete the deleteds, but you can't even record? Like, just admit you recorded them so we can move on, Brittany. You can't win. It's 8-1, girl. So they ready to go ATV, and honey, they all get partnered up. It's 2 per ATV, and then Heather gets stuck right with Brittany. She like, no. But yes, Heather, go ahead. You are the perfect person to be with Brittany. So they got to cross this cable bridge. It's wobbly, so they thought it was wobbly, but it wasn't. So somebody said the bridge looked like it was made out of Legos. Well, they all drove over the little wiggly bridge, and they all made it. It wasn't that wiggly, and they ended up at a beautiful waterfall. And so Brittany and Heather, I think Whitney, they all jumped into the water. Child Mary still talking slick. I can't even read. I didn't write down what she said, but she was like, oh, something about y'all in that water. Y'all gonna have diarrhea, be throwing up. Then she gonna say, oh, Brittany, you better land, or something about being in the water because the next landing gonna be on the plane or something. She just just talking. And so Lisa's like, I hope Brittany don't think that we forgot about what she did. And then Lisa says how Brittany bounces back real quick from things. And she said that's why her and Jared always breaking up and getting back together, because she don't hold no weight. She don't hold nobody accountable. She's so easy to just bounce back. And she said Brittany lives in a world of unicorns and rainbows. She acts like nothing happened. And then she gonna say, well, she looks really good in her bikini. Then the girls, they go up somewhere and they're eating fajitas and having margaritas. They're having a good time. Now, Brittany says that she was recording the scenery when they were on the van. Girl, what scenery? What are you recording from a window of a bus, of the van? Like, what are you recording? So the story has changed 4 times so far. First, she said she wasn't recording. Then she was recording to save it for later. Then it was an accident. Then now she's filming the scenery. So it's like, girl. So Meredith goes in again on her and says, you're starting all kinds of things. You said I threw up. You're a liar. And she was like, and I'm not okay with it. Brittany says, the one thing she's lied about to us is, child, you want to talk about some serious deflection, some serious, let me change the subject, some serious, oh, let me get the heat off me. Let me throw this at them so they can feel sorry for me. Let me change the subject. She was like, you want to know what I've lied about, ladies? She said, me and Jared, I lied about us not being physical. We have a physical relationship. Mary, like, we knew that. Everybody, like, yeah. So the car do go in the garage, huh? Okay, girl. And so they're like, what? Like, what does that have to do with what we was talking about? And who cares about what you and Jared do? We don't know, and no one asked you. But honey, we going every time we see Brittany, we gonna hear about Jared, honey. So Mary asked in her confessional, she was like, is she okay? She was like, is something wrong with her? We talking about her and Mary. Is she okay? No, she's not okay, Mary. And Mary told her, girl, we knew, like we know. Angie says he doing it to everyone else in Salt Lake City. And it's good that he giving her some. I was like, oh my gosh, Angie been hanging around Mary and taking notes. So Heather explains that, in the Mormon religion, so clearly they bonded when they went ATV. And, Heather is a spokesman for the Mormon culture, religion, and the rules and all that. So she was like, she's already been married twice. She's had 2 kids. It's like her coming out of the closet, the Mormon closet, shall I add. So Brittany's crying again, and she mentions that the shame she has and how she grew up LDS. Her family is LDS. I don't know what that means. Can someone tell me? Her 2 brothers are bishops. Her nieces look up to her. The congregation looks up to her. And now her life will change forever. Girls, now my life will change forever. She is really trying to get these bras off her. Good job, Brittany. Brittany is clocking in and making her check tonight. So Whitney asked, well, what did she think when she drank the margaritas? Like, you drinking margaritas, like you wear the red lingerie dresses to dinner. Like, where are you doing? Like, where are you coming from? Where are you going with all this? And so here go Brittany. Oh crap, I'm so screwed. I was like, now she put it on thick. Brittany, you are putting it on thick. Is she okay? Whitney says she understands, she was shamed about having an affair with Justin, and that's why, she left the Mormon church. And we saw that she played it out, but 2 seasons ago, maybe. Brown says people, she understands too, because people wanted her to, have an adoption, not mention she was pregnant. She didn't have a baby shower. They wanted her to keep her pregnancy a secret. No one was happy for her. And her daughter is her most proudest possession, right? And people didn't want this for her. And she is so happy to be her daughter's mother. Heather said, yeah, everyone around her is Mormon, her mama, everybody. They think she a joke to them, she thinks there's no, they think Heather has no value because she's not Mormon. And these women understand each other. They understand who they each are. They can be vulnerable with each other. Brown tells Brittany that, you can't shame others to keep your secrets to yourself. And I was like, I like that. Okay, Brown, you can't shame us. We all human. We all got stuff going on. And I'm just sitting here like, religion can really tear up people mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It can break up families because Heather's family don't talk to her. Some of her, anyway, wait, her sister don't fool with her or something. Her mother barely talks to her. Like, behind this religion, like Bronwyn's daughter's grandparents don't fool with them because of this religion. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all gotta really think, like, is this what God really wants? This division behind rules of a church? Come on now. There's a difference between religion and relationship with God. And what do these two have to do with each other? God don't want all this division and hatred and goodness, goodness, goodness. This is a shame. And I really feel bad because, you just, it's so, moving on. Brittany apologizes to everyone and Meredith for the eating disorder and all that. So they all go shopping after lunch and blah, 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 blah. So back at the hotel, Angie is doing Mary's hair, and it's so cute because they're like sisters. And, Angie knows this is what Mary needs just to kind of soothe her and calm her. They're having their 101 within the group, within the group trip or whatever, so they can have a little time together. So Meredith goes to Heather's room again. So now she's wondering if Heather has heard her from her room. And Heather's like, nah, these walls are sealed tight. So Meredith is just unsettled because now she's wondering if Brittany heard her conversation with her husband and if she heard her, because she says she heard her throwing up. Now Meredith thinks Brittany has the room tapped. And you just gotta love to have a friend like Heather. Heather's like, room tapped. Oh, you want to check? Let's do it. Child. Heather is turning up everything. She looking under the lamps, the bed, everything. She like, you gotta look here, there, this. Look, they are looking for recording devices, okay? And so they find nothing, and Heather tells her not to say anything until they figure this out. Like, don't say anything because she might be listening to your next conversation, right? So Meredith is looking like, okay. So the ladies head out for dinner, and so Lisa's like, this dining experience is going to be elegance, it's going to be peace and quiet. And so they were all cool. They was doing peace and quiet for a while. And then here come Angie, feeling like she didn't get to address the conversation that Bronwyn brought up. And so she's like, it's unclear and messy that you spun the story and ran to Lisa with it and put Whitney and I in a bad position. Threw you under the bus is what it's called. And Heather too. Brown was like, no, I didn't. That's not what I did. Lisa and I were clearing up what happened between us. Oh my gosh. Brown makes it seem like her and Lisa are in a relationship and you guys mean nothing. You understand? I'm here for my Lisa. Lisa ain't saying nothing. So she said, I didn't try to cause a problem between you and her, Angie and Lisa. She said, didn't bring up any issue of yours. So Whitney tries to butt in. And so she's like, no, Angie got to talk. Let me talk. I was like, yeah, you got to ask these bras to be quiet because they will cut you off in a minute. Have y'all noticed that? Everybody will cut you off. You got to beg people to be quiet to finish. So she ran down what she said. I said I wasn't nice. I said, she was not supportive, whether I meant to be nefarious. And they all like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And so wait, when she said I was not supportive, and then Angie gonna say, at my expense. And so Heather tells everybody what nefarious means. It means evil, conniving, and blah, 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 blah. So Whitney says, oh, it's because who asked, what does that mean? I think it was Angie and Whitney. They were like, what that mean? What that mean? And Angie said, my Google, I didn't get a chance to ask Google. So Whitney says, it seems like you ran to Lisa to clear it up before we had, she said it seemed like you felt guilty about what you said and you ran to Lisa to clear it up before we had a chance to talk to Lisa. Bronwyn says, no, just like a Virgo, I don't care what you say to a Virgo, they gonna always tell you that's not what happened. That is not what they did. You are not correct. They are so quick. And you can say what you want to say if you're a Virgo. You know you do it too. Especially if your birthday in September. Brown says, no, I did not. Well, it seems convenient. Well, no, I wanted a moment with Lisa myself. Golly, you just said you wasn't gonna be riding her DICK, and you are riding her this episode, Brown. And that's why I don't like you this week. I don't like you. This had nothing to do with them. Then Meredith addresses the throwing up again. Child, Meredith, would you? Meredith got to get to the bottom, to the bottom, to the bottoms. Okay, you know, like the deleted. Meredith got to get to the bottoms is this. So she's beat up again. She got to address this one more again. And she said, but says, you know, you said you can't hear anything from the others' rooms. Like, what is going on? She was talking on the phone with her husband, and I was crying, and I had a cough attack. And that's what you may have heard. Did you put a recording device in my room? Now, Meredith, we're going to talk about this. This is one last time. Don't you bring this up no more. I don't even want to hear about this at the reunion. Please. Can we not hear about this at the reunion? Speaking of reunion, y'all, did y'all hear today that Karen Huger was fired from the Real Housewives of Potomac because she could, okay. Allegedly, I hopped on Instagram for one hot second. I don't know what blog reported it, but it said that Karen Huger was fired from Real Housewives of Potomac because she did not want to come to the reunion. Then I saw on Google, but I didn't read the story. It said that she had to go to rehab, and that's why she missed the reunion. Ah, interesting. We'll keep you updated. What are we going to do without Karen? But I do know if this is your second DUI, you do need to do something. And you should not be rewarded for bad behavior. You just should not. Okay, so back to this. We're almost done. So Meredith is asking Brittany, you know, I was talking on the phone with my husband. I was crying. I was crying and I had a cough attack. And that's what you may have heard. Did you put a recording device in my room? Brittany is looking like, girl, you know I'm not that smart. Are you serious, girl? What? Oh my God. I don't even have a private screen on my phone to record you guys without you even knowing. You know I'm not that smart. How would I even get in there to hook it up? So she said no. Here go Mary. Mary goes say in her confessional, who will record Meredith? Meredith is boring. She was like, what would you get from that? Mary, you guys, please go back and just watch each and every time Mary says something. Oh my goodness. Mary, I'm here for Mary. This is why we love her. So on the way back to the villa, it's Angie, Meredith, Heather, and Mary. And so Angie was there. What did she say? No, she said that Angie was like, is there anything bad said that day? Like, what was bad? Heather? And said, no, nothing was bad. She said, no, she said, no, just they were the only two that took Todd's side because they've been on that side of infidelity. They talk about Lisa and Meredith. So Meredith says she was trying to help. Y'all gonna leave her alone about all this mess about my marriage. She was like, you don't know about my marriage. Stop putting all this mess on me. Just be quiet, you know. And so they said, keep what quiet? The emotional affairs. She was like, I didn't tell nobody. She said, everyone stop implying that things are going on in my marriage. Meredith asked Heather, did you say that Bronwyn doesn't feel supported because I'm co-signing emotional affairs? And she's like, stop it. And so Heather wants to uncover the conspiracy, the audio testing. She was, look, she's like, can we stop with all that? We trying to get to the conspiracy of this audio testing. We trying to conduct this audio testing. I don't really care about your emotional infidelity, and you want to support, and you want Brahman to be quiet because emotional affairs happen, and that's what we supposed to put up with. Heather's trying to crack the case. Meredith says, no, I want to talk about the projection of my infidelity. Oh, goodness. She was like, huh? We're like, what? Me and my husband were separated. Now, who started more rumors about me? Get your story straight. I didn't co sign on affairs and infidelity. Okay. Treat me with respect and kindness. I'm going to bed. And everyone is standing there confused. They are like, what is going on? Now, Meredith, what are you mad at? You don't know what you're mad at. Meredith just want to be mad. She mad. She thinking tap in her room. Who says she's condoning emotional affairs and infidelity? Who said her marriage had it? Who said, oh, she's getting the child? Yes, Meredith, go to bed, sweetheart. When you get yourself in a tizzy like this, just go to bed. So Lisa follows Meredith into her bedroom. Meredith is talking crap. You know, her and her vocal fry. And the others, Mary, Angie, Whitney, and Bronwyn, they can hear her clearly through the walls. And so as she's talking and she's talking her talk and going off, and Lisa's like, yeah, So Mary points it out. She said, how obvious is it? Like, now we know how Brittany heard her. Like, she's talking so loud, you can't help but to hear her through the wall. So there's the case. It's been cracked, Meredith. uh, Big ups to Mary. So the girls are listening to Meredith, and Meredith feels weaponized by them. And then she says, she said, I'm sure she can hear me now. And the girls take off running to their rooms. Child. And that was the end of the episode, honey. I tell you, these girls brought it. It was so much going on. It was so much going on, you guys. But drop down in the comments. Let me know what you felt. How did you feel about Bronwyn? We like her, right? Let me know what you think, because I would love to hear how you feel about now that her personality is opening up and this and that and the other. The YouTube streets think she's on, she's here, and she's here to get divorced from the Todd father. And that's possible because this is the formula for most of this stuff. So drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this, besties. I'm going to give it a 10. I enjoyed it. It was funny. But if you get time, go back and watch all the Mary of this episode. She was funny. And I'll be back with another recap. You know I will. Bye, besties.